Ice Cream Conversation. Ice Cream Conversation. Let's go. Forever on the grind all day, every day. Ice Cream Convos, always real, they never play. Download the podcast, listen on any day. Why didn't I do this sooner? Only thing you ever say. Xaviera, best host of all time. All of the faithful listeners will say they never lie. Check every story they run, like me with the rhymes. When other shows report anything, it should be a crime. Entertainment news, yeah, I gotta get mine from ICC, and you should be inclined to do the same if you got half a mind. I do co-sign this lady to shine like Frankenstein. Cut it today design. IceCreamConvos.com. Tune in, yeah. This influence by IceCreamConvos.com.
Thank you for Welcome to the Ice Cream Convos Podcast, where we serve delicious scoops of entertainment and celebrity news. I am your host, Xaviera.
And I'm your co-host, Karla.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's show, which is titled Sneaky Link. I'm going to let y'all marinate on
Not
that.
Sneaky Link, though.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I love it.
You're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. Everybody knows about you now. They think so, but they don't really know, don't want to know it.
I guess I said the word.
You better get it. But you messing my snap up, man. I got accused of snapping off beat a couple podcasts ago. And that you be flipping, you gotta let me know if you want to remix it. I'm just saying.
No, okay, but here's the thing. I'm gonna shoot you some bail. I think the delay from where you are to wait, because see, we technology, man.
Yeah.
It's technology, man.
Yeah.
So I think
my apologies.
I think you are snapping in ethnic.
No, you did.
I think your snaps are in ethnic.
I was born with rhythm. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. So I think through the Wi-Fi's and the byways and the highways of technology, you're thrown off a little bit. Like when you watch a TikTok and somebody is doing the TikTok dance, but they slightly off from the song.
That
I blame
audio.
Technology.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is so true.
Yeah. So we thank you for tuning into today's show. As you can see early on, Karla and I do have a case of the giggles, and it just is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. But be sure to subscribe and rate the podcast wherever you listen, and let us know why you love us, because guess we are going to be self-serving. Like, give us all the love. It's hard out here.
Yes, nothing but love.
It's hard out here for a pimp. We're trying to get this money for the win.
Hey, it's a hustle.
Hey, baby, the world is a ghetto. Everybody's. Karla, you missed your line.
Oh, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm like, wait, because I thought, listen. I was just saying you had finished it off. I thought we was going with the song.
No, Negroes. Come on, Negroes.
So you threw me for
and shoulders, knees, and grows.
Oh my gosh. I'm over here in my notes a little bit, so it threw me off too. I'm like, wait a minute.
Be like, excuse me for pontificating upon your podcast notes. Excuse me.
You ain't gotta do me like that.
Karla, how you been? Before we just get started, tell me how you doing.
I'm great, but I'm cold. This temperature change just threw me for a loop. What we dropped like 30 degrees?
It's cold outside, girl. Who are you holding?
Man, listen, the hawk is out. You hear me?
Listen, for those of you who don't know, there was one winter. Well, Karla knows every winter when it's cold outside, as soon as it get cold, all I sing is when it's cold outside. But I literally do it in Destiny's face at least 3 times a day.
Oh, why you doing it to my? Don't do that to my niece.
So yesterday she was like, "Mama, it's getting." I was like, "When it's." She said, "No." When it's cold outside.
I know she is over it.
Oh, girl, listen,
man.
Being my daughter is probably the hardest job this child has ever had. It's the hardest job.
Shout out to Des.
Yeah, shout out to my Desi. All right, Karla. So we do have a lot to talk about today. Of course, I've already mentioned that today's title of the show is Sneaky Link. So we're gonna have some fun with this.
Oh yeah.
We will also give a few updates. We also have some sad news coming out of Virginia. We also have some happy news coming out of the McKnight household. And Nick Cannon done had another baby since the last podcast.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I feel like every time we have,
yeah. Listen, and so, but we're going to get into that a little later. So, Karla, do you want to go ahead and kick it off? Do you think we should take a break because we have literally come in giggling on these people? What do you think we should do? Just go ahead and get into it.
Just jump into it. I'm ready.
Okay.
You ready?
All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. All right. So our first update, they have laid Takeoff to rest on Friday, November 11th, which was supposed to be for the Black community. It was supposed to be Wakanda Day, but our hearts were split in two places, actually three, because if you take into consideration the fact that we're going to Wakanda, so we're excited to go to Wakanda, but we're sad because we lost Chadwick. And then the city of Atlanta and fans all over the world mourn the passing of Takeoff and him being laid to rest. So his funeral service was held at the State Farm Arena in downtown Atlanta. The service began at 12 p.m. It was officiated by Pastor Jesse Kearney III. There were selections, because I refuse to use the word performance when talking about a funeral service. Selections were made by Yolanda Adams, Justin Bieber, and Chloe Bailey, and Byron Cage. And it was the first time that we saw Quavo since, since the tragic shooting took place. It was also the first time that we saw Offset and Cardi and heard from them. But it bothers me that I say we saw and we heard. This funeral service, by request of the family, no phones were to be permitted or allowed into the service. From what I understand, they actually had the little pouches that you were supposed to put your phone in and secure. And I totally and definitely understand why the family did not want any phones. They gave us the courtesy of allowing the public to come in and mourn Takeoff, right? And to be a part of his memorial service, his celebration of life service. They had one simple request: no phones.
Right. So
about 3:00, I get home. I had lunch with a friend that day, and I got home and got on social media and saw videos of the remarks that were being made by Quavo, video of the remarks made by Offset, photos of of Offset and Cardi and other people who were in attendance. Now, I do understand that they did have a professional photographer there, Kevin Mazur, who has taken pictures of some of the biggest events ever in entertainment. So he was there, taking photos, but a strange thing happened. Somewhere maybe about 5 or 6 o'clock, the photos from the funeral service, the official photos, hit Getty. There were photos of Takeoff's casket. There were photos of Coach K, Pierre Thomas. I think I saw CeeLo, Tiana Taylor. I saw City Girls. I saw a few other people who were in attendance. I saw photos from the selections. I saw Justin Bieber. I saw Yolanda. I saw Chloe. I saw Pastor Jesse Kearney. So I wrote the post about the funeral service because I wanted to put something respectful out, Right. And I wrote about the funeral service, and I said, there are unauthorized videos floating around, social media against the family's wishes, but here are the official photos from the photographer who had permission to come in and take photos. When I I finished the post, went back to get the photos, and they were completely gone. It was almost like somebody rang the alarm, like, yo, they put them photos up, get them photos down.
Wow.
But they did, of course, with the internet, I tell you, something can live on the internet for 0.3 seconds.
Yeah, for real.
And it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the other blog sites and social media accounts and all that, they grabbed the pictures with the quickness and put them up and kept them on display. The way my brain was operating is if the pictures were snatched down, it's because the family said, get these pictures down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But again, videos, Quavo was just very well spoken, very well composed, when he gave his speech, and the very next day he released the speech on social media. Mm-hmm. So for those who weren't in attendance and those of us who weren't supposed to see any of it because it was not supposed to be filmed, he released the entire speech. Offset was in a bad place, understandably, in a very bad place.
Offset broke me down.
Yeah. It was really, really hard just knowing that you'll never see the three of them together again.
Yeah.
We'll never see that.
Yeah.
Just for me, the biggest thing that really, really bothered me was the fact that how can you say that you loved Takeoff? How can you say that you went to a funeral to disrespect the family's wishes for someone you claim to love and be a fan of? Yeah.
But that's the sad part about it is like we come from an age of respect, right? Mm-hmm. But a lot of people that were there come from an age of clout. So no matter what the family, because I said the same thing. I'm like, and then question though, the one question I do have, did they have was that his homecoming period? Or did they have like a private
the night before? I believe the night before they had a private wake because again, paparazzi being the crumbs that they are, were hiding in bushes, taking pictures of Cardi and Offset and Quavo as they were coming out because they were dressed in all black. So they did have their private, their own private service. I guess like a wake maybe, which I see a lot of celebrities, like big name celebrities do. They have their private service.
I was curious because it's like to me, and this is just my opinion, like the whole when people are grieving, like that should be private. I'm not an advocate for the public. I get it. I was a fan of Migos, but at the same time, even if I was in Atlanta, I wouldn't be one of those people. And I'm not judging anyone for wanting to be there, but I just feel like that's a moment that's for them and their family, right? And then that if they recorded, this is the sad part. We saw his death on video.
Yep.
It's like, I'm not saying they asked for it, but it was like, I'm sorry. If I was his mom, I'd have been like, I understand y'all love Take, but that's my curse, Nick.
Yep.
And we will not be having a public. We will not be. And I get it. I get it. I'm not knocking what they did.
No.
Right. But like the way fans act, I'm like you. If you truly love Takeoff and his family asked you, right? Why can't you do that? So I don't feel like they deserved it because it's obviously you don't. That's why I'm like, what is a fan anymore?
Yo, you hit so many good points that I don't even know where, it's almost like you threw so many darts. Like, I don't even know which one to catch and be like, this the one.
You triggered it.
No, you're right. Because if you think about it, after the fact that people videotaped his death, y'all wouldn't have nothing but my ass to kiss.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But
so seriously,
for
real.
That his family was gracious enough
to
open the doors to allow the public, because like this city, the Migos are the princes of Atlanta.
Yeah, for real.
Okay. For them to open the doors of the State Farm Arena and allow the city to come in and be a part of his celebration of life, and then for y'all to violate again in the same way you violated in his death.
Yes.
Yeah. And one of my friends, I was talking to Sherelle, and Sherelle was like, well, I don't advocate for letting nobody in no funeral anyway.
I know that's right. Shout out to Sherelle.
We're not even letting y'all in anyway. So this wouldn't even have been an issue. But it's just like, at what point do we draw the line and really truly have respect or reverence for someone? Because I mean,
Seriously.
God darn shame on y'all.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. Like I even get, and this is not even just on a celebrity tip. Like I've had family members that I kind of side eye because it's like, oh, look at the pictures that I have from once you say funeral and you say pictures, you lost me in the conversation. That's, like I said, that's my opinion, but I feel like that's a private moment. You got plenty of pictures of them when they're alive.
Yeah. And I also, you know, a lot of y'all know I was raised by my great grandmom. And I remember, and I probably told this story on the podcast before, but I remember she went to a funeral. I was a little girl. She went to a funeral and she came home. And I said, how was it? And she said, you don't ever ask somebody how was a funeral.
Wow.
And I was like, I didn't mean any harm. I guess I was just like, I didn't know how to phrase or ask like what I was really wanting to know. But it was at that point in that moment in time where she taught me reverence and etiquette. Even Lauren London.
You made a very good point. Because I just even thought about that. I'm guilty of doing that. Like I've done that before. I don't think as much as like in my adulthood, but like, yeah, definitely. And I might have. Yeah, I definitely, and not intentional, but you're right. Like, why would you ask someone how a funeral is?
Yeah.
You know how a funeral is.
Do you recall when Lauren London did that interview with Angie Martinez, that sit down interview? She said, people don't have funeral etiquette. She said it. People don't have. And she said, it's different when you sitting on that front row. And it's like for all the people who videotape and blah, 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 and pass it around. And we talked about last week how people love to see people grieving. Yeah. Like, yo, what do y'all get out of seeing somebody grieve? But she said people don't have funeral etiquette. And I truly wholeheartedly see it and fully understand it now.
Yeah, me too. I just, it's very, very sad. But I like, just the fact that I saw the way Offset, even that, like that's kind of trauma. That's a special moment. Like, like I was telling you, Offset broke me down, especially when he was praying, pretty much.
Yes, and asking God.
Like it's a very private, and that really hit home, and like it broke me down. And I'm sure it broke a lot of people down. But it's like we weren't supposed to see that.
No, and neither was the whole city of Atlanta. But again, I commend Takeoff's family for trying. Yes. For still trying to accommodate y'all when a lot of y'all did not deserve to even be a part of that. No. And they still tried to accommodate. They still tried to give you all the opportunity to not be isolated in, the homegoing service at Takeoff, and y'all still violate it. And it's just crazy because it's like, I saw so much wild activity about this whole thing. And now that Takeoff has been laid to rest, I'm gonna go ahead and take a drink of water because I could feel the frog coming.
Oh, that's all right. Look, I know it's one thing I know is that's a very, like, I commend his mother, his family. They're very strong. Like just what everything said that you just got done saying, that takes a different type of, especially his mother. That takes a different type of mom, to let you in after you betrayed, right? People she doesn't even know.
Yes.
So,
all right, so just a few more things I want to address around Takeoff, and then out of respect, because I definitely want to make sure that I respect him, his family, and because they're still going through the grieving process. For a lot of people on the outside, once the funeral is done, we like, all right, back to the job.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And they always say for people who lose loved ones, it's always hardest after the service is over, after the repast, when people collect their Tupperware bowls and go home. They're not sitting with you every day no more.
That's right.
They're not coming to the house and just holding your hand no more. That's the tough
making those phone calls. You are so right about that. It's so true.
Because leading up to is fresh. Everybody want to, I'm going to go check on Sister Thompson today. I'm going to go check on Sister blah, 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 blah. Oh, let me go see what Mama Ball doing today. Let's make sure Mama Ball good. And then after the service is over, for some people, it's almost like, okay, and scene. It's a wrap. And we go back to regular life.
That bothers me.
That person has to go back home.
Yep.
And sit with the reality of what really happened. And
that bothers me.
Just some things I want to address. Y'all some weirdos. Everybody who text Quavo and Offset after Takeoff's passing, and once they finally got their bearings and responded, and then y'all went to social media to share the text or to let everybody know, oh yeah, Quavo texts me back. Offset is so good. Y'all weirdos.
Wow. It's a hell of a drug.
Y'all weirdos. Everybody who was at State Farm Arena doing photo shoots like y'all was leaving a Maxwell concert, y'all weirdos.
Yes. Yes. Tell it for real.
All the celebrities who was taking photos doing outfits of the day before heading to Takeoff.
Yeah, man.
Service, y'all weirdos.
Straight up.
Especially the ones who was sitting on the front row and the second row and the third row, but y'all did outfits of the day on social media heading to a funeral. Y'all weirdos.
Nuts. For real.
Y'all weirdos. Those of you who I couldn't tell if you was going to a funeral or if you was going to an album release party, y'all weirdos.
Yeah. Yes.
A lot of y'all are weirdos who knew those videos were unauthorized by the family, and you have your own media outlets and you were resharing those videos knowing the family didn't want them out because you wanted clicks and likes and reshares. Y'all weirdos. And the saddest part in closing is everything that y'all did, y'all sowed a seed. And each day that goes by, it's going to rain, the sun going to shine, and that seed going to grow. And one day y'all going to have to come around and reap that seed that you sowed.
I know that's right. You better sell it.
November 11th.
Facts. No, that's the truth. And can I just, and I know we got to close it out.
Okay.
The one thing that just does not sit with me well, and I know I get it. We all heard video, whether you saw it or not. We all know what pretty much kind of happened. The fact that, I'm not saying that it's solved, the fact that we're not getting any updates about his murder, to me, just says a lot. I know it's high profile. I know there's a couple firearms involved, the ballistics. I get all of the investigation, but normally we would hear some type of update. And I think that part just doesn't sit with me well. So it kind of goes back to you, like on to the next.
Yeah, because that means that either y'all not cooperating with the police, y'all not telling the police what they need to know, or the police not taking the investigation seriously. And shout out to the Prince family who put up a mural for their damn self in honor.
That was weird. You speaking of it, that was very weird to me. And I'm going to leave that at that. That was weird.
And that's on that. Ciao. All right. Before we go to the break, I want to do another update. I have an update on Spice Girl. Boop, boop, boop. Yes. Hold on. Let me turn my microphone back on. It would go off right before I needed it, right? Wagwan. Boop, boop, boop. So we do finally have an update from Spice. The update came from Spice. I guess Spice. Anytime you hear thanks for using, that's just my microphone going on and off. For those of y'all like, who keeps saying thank you? Spice took, or someone pretending to be Spice, took to her official Instagram page. And just as I suspected, I don't know how to feel about this update. I mean, the good news is that Spice is alive and well.
Right.
She took to social media saying, "Thank you, Jesus, for saving my life. Hey, besties, I'm in a better space today to properly update you on my current health situation. I suffered a damaged hernia a few days ago that sent my body into sepsis. As a result, I was rushed to the hospital for immediate surgery. As you know, I've been off social media for a while to rest mentally. So little did I know that during my medical scare, it was already been said that I had a heart attack, I was in a coma, and I also died. But none of that is true." Well, Spice, if you're writing us, we are positive you did not die. All right, thank God for the obvious. However, I'm still recovering from what really happened. So thanks so much for all the prayers and concern. Please take care of yourself. Eat, live, love, laugh like it's your last day. I love you all so much. And you done know Gracie always a go be herself. So I guess this is no more jumping off of speaker boxes for me. My Jamaican accent is so offensive. So all the promoters.
I believe you tightened up on that patois.
I should have had you read it.
Oh no, listen, I ain't never claimed it. I understand every last word of it. But
okay, so to all the promoters that has a confirmed booking with me, please accept my humble apology. Cayman, I know you was up next for the 25th of this month. However, I'll see you at a later date. Any further information needed, there's always a contact in my bio. The Queen loves you all. So here's my thing. Super happy that Spice is okay.
Yes.
Really, really, really taken aback about the way she skated over how she damaged that hernia.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's embarrassment now at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
But
you're
yeah,
right.
she did skip over it. I mean, smooth over.
Like
I thought about you as soon as I seen it. I'm like, yeah.
I said the itchy yaya with the marmalade. Right over that. But
my question to you is why it was her publicist, right? Like why make the false? I mean, why shoot down and say it's rumors and the booking agent. That's right. It was the booking agent.
Remember, I was like, all the people.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
The booking agent.
Yeah.
That's who got the tea.
Yeah, she need to fire him.
Yeah. So, listen, it is really good. You know, last week I told you all the real tea that I got on this spice thing. And listen, I was not off. I told y'all didn't I tell you it had something to do with her?
Yeah, that's why I thought about you. As soon as I'm like, yeah.
I did. So y'all be swearing my tea be cold. Y'all be swearing I don't have my scoops be melting. But it's a lot of stuff that I know I don't verbalize because I am still trying to settle a lawsuit right now. Got to keep it cute.
I know that's right.
You know, with that being said, I'm just glad to know that Spice is okay. She has given us an update, or someone has given us an update. And I just, I'll keep her uplifted in prayer. I just hope that, sometimes things have to happen to us for us to have an awakening. Yeah. And I hope whatever the circumstances were around this hernia is what I'll say to be respectful. I hope that it is something that will make her understand that she is absolutely beautiful just the way she is right now. At this point, let's stop.
Right. For real.
Because Spice is so Spice look like she melt in your mouth and not in your hand. She's so chocolatey beautiful.
Yes.
She literally looks like she melts in your mouth and not in your hand. Like straight out of Hershey, Pennsylvania, girl. Hershey. You are beautiful. You are perfect in the way that you are.
Yes, for real. Seriously. And I'm so glad you said that, because that could have been, it's like a renewal now. Like she literally said it. Like I died. Like I could have. Well, she didn't say it, but she was in the coma.
She was knocking on death's door.
Yeah.
I mean, she denied the heart attack and the coma and that she died, obviously. But girl, we know. We know it wasn't good.
Right.
The same person who told me you had a hernia is the same person that told me that you was knocking on death's door. So it may not have been that particular. If you get sepsis, baby.
That's what I'm saying. Sepsis is a knocking on death's door. It's a 50-50 chance.
Yep.
It's sometimes less than that.
Yeah.
Depending on how so yeah.
Absolutely. So I am glad to know that she's doing well. But just, guys, listen. I mean, we had this conversation last week on last week's podcast. It ain't worth your life. It ain't worth. They have so many different things that can snatch and pull and tape and lay down and push up and all that. Listen.
Yes. No, that's the truth. I'm laughing because you're so right. And we have so many examples.
Yes.
Of, unfortunately, people like going, being told by one doctor,
and no, to another.
Yeah. It's not like this is just starting to happen. This has been going on for a while.
And listen, I'm not telling y'all, I'm not recommending y'all do nothing that I wouldn't do. Because listen, when I tell y'all, God forbid I end up in a shootout, these bullets is going to bounce off of this padding that I got in this bra. Let me tell you something. I got so much.
Shut up. Listen, shout out to the pad gang. I'm just saying. Hey, we are, but
we out here.
No, I'm not knocking anybody, but just be safe. Like with anything you do, especially something where we're talking about surgery, just be careful. Do your do your homework.
Mm-hmm. Because listen, when I take off my bra, all I hear is "We fall down, but we
shut up."
We fall down.
You out of pocket.
Get up. Cause a boob is just
oh my gosh.
A memory.
Lord forgive her. She just played
and got up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I put on my bra, I be like, get back up again. Get back up again.
Shout out to Donnie. You the butcher and to Donnie McClurkin who was saying that. You the butcher that man's song.
Ooh,
that's hilarious. You are, something wrong with you.
My goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. I think this is a good time to go ahead and take a break, and let's just maybe slide into a lighter topics. Well, no, we can't slide into a light. We just gonna take a break, and when we come back, we need to talk pretty swiftly because I just don't want this to be the sad podcast. I do want to talk about the tragedy that took place at University of Virginia on Sunday, and then we'll hop into some shenanigans and all the fun stuff that you come here for. Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and take a bathroom break, grab you a drink of water, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, we are back. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to the Ice Cream Convos podcast. Okay, Karla. So on Monday morning, we always talk about the worst thing in the world is to wake up to bad news.
Yeah.
For myself, I woke up to the news of a shooting at University of Virginia. Another mass shooting on U.S. soil, sadly. This time it was a situation where some students were on a bus. University of Virginia students were on a bus. They were returning back to campus after going on a field trip to see a play. And one of the students on the bus opened fire, killing 3 football players and injuring 2 other students. As of the last update yesterday, when I wrote the post, 1 student was in critical condition. The other student was in good, stable condition. The suspect has been identified and taken into custody. His name is Christopher Darnell Jones. He is 22. I did a little bit of research on Christopher, and he was taken into custody just before 11 a.m. in Henrico County, Virginia. On Monday morning. He is currently facing 3 charges of second-degree murder, 3 counts of using a handgun in the commission of a felony. Of course, charges are subject to change because they have not announced the charges for the 2 students who he shot as well. So I'm guessing that'll be aggravated assaults, maybe.
Yeah, or attempted murder, depending on.
Yeah, absolutely. The circumstances, right? Okay, so Christopher Darnell Jones, 22, grew up in Essex Village and Mosby Court Public Housing Complex in Richmond. I read somewhere that he became like a troubled youth when his father left their family. I was like, that is very unnecessary information to have in a news report, but it's whatever. He graduated from Petersburg High School with a 4.2 GPA. He was 5th in his class at Petersburg. Jones was also on the football team. He was the MVP. He was the captain of the track team. He was a member of this National Honor Society, a member of the Student Council, a president of the Key Club. He was a running back for University of Virginia in 2018, although he never played in a game. Now, his Carfax report. In September, the University of Virginia officials investigated a report about Jones making a comment where he said he possessed a firearm. But he did not make a threat against anyone at the time, but he did allegedly say that he had a firearm. Prior to that, he was involved in a hazing investigation, but that investigation was closed because witnesses were not cooperating with the investigation. Then the university, I guess, while investigating the alleged comments regarding the gun, they learned that Christopher was involved in a February 2021 incident in another city involving a concealed weapon violation that he did not report to the school. So at the time of the shooting, he was under investigation and they were taking measures to taking administrative measures to punish him or to take action against him for the other violations when the shooting occurred. So if not anything, we have negligence at the top of this.
Absolutely. But it always falls like that with universities because they always try to keep stuff in-house. Like if you notice a lot of crime goes on college universities, a lot that we don't hear about because they try to keep it in-house. Why? Because they don't want to give the university a bad name. That's what it all comes down to, right? So I'm listening to what you were saying about the what I think was funny was that they expect the criminal to report to the school
a previous crime. Child, I ain't even gonna tell y'all I got arrested on a job application. Y'all got me effed up. Okay.
You understand? And I'm not sorry for like making it, but no, I'm sorry for laughing. But that's where I was at with it, right? So you where I'm at with it. So I'm like, that was the part that stood out. That was like, I just hate these mass shootings because I lie to you not. Every mass shooting that's happened on like American soil, you can go back and you will see red flags.
The breadcrumbs.
Always see red. Yeah, absolutely. The breadcrumbs.
The breadcrumbs leading right up to the crime every time. But you know what I found interesting about this situation with Christopher was, and the reason why I made a point of writing what I did, because typically when someone commits a crime and they are not of melanation, it is, oh, he was such a good, he saved kittens. He was so good. He was this, he was that, he was this, he was that. And then when we're a victim of a crime, they pull our Carfax report.
Sure.
And I just found it so troubling to me in Christopher's case, how he went from being what anyone would consider a star pupil human being,
right,
to opening fire on a school bus, shooting 3 football players that was on the same team he used to play for in 2018, injuring 2 other students. We don't even know how those students are related, right? They may be 2 more football players. We don't know. It may, injuring 2 other students. His dad said this morning, I saw a video and I haven't had a chance to post it on the website yet, but his dad said that the last time he talked to him, he told him that he was being picked on at school or made fun of or something. Bullying, some form of bullying. He told, you know how we do as Black parents. Don't pay that mess no mind. Just go do your schoolwork and X, Y, Z and blah, blah, blah. Do what you got to do. Don't pay it no mind. And I think as parents, we have to do more than tell a child, don't pay it no mind. Now, mind you, he's 22 years old. He a grown ass man.
Yeah, but an adults can be bullied. Like adults can be bullied too. You see it all the time. So like, and I think it's more with, I agree with exactly what you said. I think it's more with males though. Right? Because as a male's like, you ain't tough. We kind of bring them up like you better deal with that or you better handle that. I think it's tough when as a young man, you know what I'm saying? To kind of like
pull up for our daughters. We pulling up. Caravan.
Yeah.
We pulling up. And some of us pull up for our sons. We, to be fair, some of us pull up for our sons, but I will also want to take a moment to send my prayers and condolences to the family of Lavelle Davis Jr., who was a wide receiver at University of Virginia, Deshaun Perry, who was a linebacker, and Devin Chandler, who was also a wide receiver. Those are the 3 young men who lost their lives in the shooting. And they have been described as some of the most amazing young men that you would ever want to know. And it's just so super sad.
It's a tragedy. Like
it is, especially just
when we learn more about the motive, I guess we can kind of, because I really can't, we don't know what happened. I'm not saying anything should lead
in
to
this way,
in that way, but I would love to know, like, I think it's going to all come down to like a lot of incidents that we're seeing, just not being in control of your emotions. Right. We just want to, and if he was bullied, if that's the case, right? And this is the case of, I'm just speculating, right? How many times have we seen that where a person explodes? Like before, back in the day, if you exploded, that just somebody would just tear some shit up or just try to fight everybody. Right. But now, unfortunately, people are, they'll kill it like they snap, like it's, and then it's also back to mental health. So it's just, it's sad. It's so sad.
Here was my first thought. And y'all don't mind Karla and I, like we're just thinking aloud, having a conversation, and we welcome you to join the conversation as well, wherever you're listening. Who takes a gun on a field trip?
You know what? I felt the same way, but I'm like, wait a minute. In 2022, this may be something that goes on. I would love to talk to, I always try to keep an ear with the young. I would love to ask one of the young guys that I know, like, is that normal? Have you ever heard of it?
Because I was like, they went to see a play.
Right.
And It was a school trip. And just I've never been to a secondary learning, like when I got out of high school, I was like 2 tears in the bucket, fucking I'm done.
Right.
But
Right.
I've never been to college, so I can't speak to the college experience. But I have never felt like I needed to bring a little shanky shank or a little weapon of such to go see a play.
Yeah. But if you're being bullied, I'm not saying that's what the case is.
But again, that's what I'm saying.
Because a field trip is the perfect place to kick some shit off if you're the predator, right?
Yes.
If you're the person bullying, come on, how many times you've been at a field trip? Kids show well, not kids.
You got the show. You got the whole show. Everybody's on the bus right there together.
Yeah.
So I just have questions, and like you said,
seriously.
Hopefully we get more answers. But just based off of context clues of the dad saying the son was acting paranoid, he was talking about some, being bothered. The fact that he brought a gun on a field trip to a play, to go see a play. Yeah. This wasn't a field trip to something, a play.
Yeah, but you said the dad said he was feeling paranoid, but see, it's a reason for paranoia. That's not normal for you to feel paranoid, whether it's a chemical imbalance or you're being bullied, right? So that part is the part where, like, all right, I'm real fast, and then I know we got to move on to something else. It was an example. I just dealt with a bullying incident, right? Just everybody that knows, my son rides a bus to school, and there was an incident where a girl and a boy were picking on this one kid who can't really like defend himself. And they was calling him gay. Like, yo, you gay? Are you? So I talked to the monitor and she's like, you know what? He keep coming to me and I see this boy just every day. He's just getting upset, getting more and more upset. Right. So then the one day they got my child involved. And so that's when I took more notice to it. But I said, you know what? Let me be proactive and call administration, because if they picking on this kid every single day about this, right? And it's an adult telling me that this kid is coming, reaching out to her, saying he tired. One day he came to her crying. I'm like, nah, it might not be nothing, but let me jump on this before this escalates to something like that. Like I just
before he explode.
I might be paranoid, but I just believe in being proactive.
No, and I commend you for that, because a lot more of us need to be proactive in that way, because we just don't know. And, and then, what's really sad. I also believe that there is a group of people, human beings, whether a child or adult, that their idea of fun, they don't realize, and I'm not trying to cape for nobody, but I think some people, we had play fiends. And I think some people, their idea of playing, they don't realize how harmful their play is.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. There's an old saying that the Jamaicans use. It's like, what's funny to you is deaf to someone else. Right. So like, that's kind of the same thing. Like, you don't know, you don't, but you don't get that when you, sometimes I think you don't get that when you, I'm going to say under 25.
Yeah. And my thing is like, because like I could make a joke with somebody and I'm just joking with them, thinking I'm joking, and I'm hurting them to their damn soul. And I have no idea, because they just right along, it off with me or whatever. And I'm joking. I don't mean no harm.
Laughing on the outside and boiling up on the inside. I done been there. So I feel what you said. Like, it's so funny you said that. I have
been there. So I always try to put myself in on the other side. Like, did this person really realize like that they was chopping me up like a Julian salad? Because, and I'm like, because, I'm like, all right, like, the laugh go from mother, and I think some people don't have the self-awareness to realize like you're going too far.
Right. And that's what it is. It is. It's sad though, but
it is sad.
My condolences to the families. Like,
yes,
that's gotta be a terrible phone call.
Absolutely. To send your baby to college and to get a call of all places. They went to a play.
Yeah.
And so it's just so super sad. And in this particular conversation, Karla and I are trying to have empathy for every party involved until we learn otherwise.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the cause is just as bad as the effect and vice versa.
True.
And
that is so true.
you know, because they say hurt people for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so super sad, especially when you see the potential in every last one of the people involved in this.
Yeah, seriously.
You know? So, you know, my prayers and condolences to them. And I don't know. I feel like I might need to give a selection or something to change the mood. Karla, do you have a recommendation or anything?
Nah, I ain't got no. Give me what you got. Give me something off the top of the dome. I need you to get something off the top. I know you got something. You a human.
What do
you a human? I was going to say, what do you call it? iPod, but like we can't even say iPod.
Yeah, we can't even use iPod anymore, huh? I feel like I want to go with something. Gosh, I hate when I gotta think of a song and can't think of one.
Yeah, that's that freeze. That's that brain freeze.
What's the last song you listened to on the radio? What's the last song?
Oh my gosh. The last song I listened. Oh, you know what I listened to? The last song I listened to was It's the God in Me.
It's the God in me. It's the God in 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot.
That's a remix.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
So listen. So yesterday I'm in the car with Destiny. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is the perfect segue. Thank you for that, Karla. Thank you.
Yes.
I was in the car yesterday with Destiny. We are on our way home, and 6 foot, 7 foot came on. Is it 6 foot, 7 foot, or 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot? Lil Wayne.
That's 6 foot, yeah.
6 foot, 7 foot.
Yes.
8 foot, whatever,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, 6 foot, 7.
Oh my gosh, Karla.
Mm-hmm.
I use that as a learning lesson and an opportunity to teach my daughter, Destiny, about the lyrical miracle genius that is one Dwayne, Little Wayne Carter. Is he a junior or the third or whatever? What is he?
I think he's. I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like he's a. We gotta actually look it up. I don't know if he's even a junior. Is he?
I don't know. Let me see. Lil Wayne. Yeah. Real name. It's Dwayne Michael Carter Jr.
Okay, so he is junior.
Okay.
Yeah, child, I ain't.
So I am listening to 6 foot, 7 foot in the car, and it's been a minute since I heard the song. It's a classic. It's a hood classic.
Yes.
And shout out to Corey Guns wherever you are. And I'm listening, and all these years later, I'm still catching bars that I missed the first 3,472 times, 0.998 times I have heard this song. And I'm thinking to myself, and I remember there was a time when you was a top-notch Lil Wayne fan, and you used to tell me all the time, listen to his lyrics. Little Wayne got bars. Little Wayne this, Little Wayne that, Little Wayne. And I used to be like, okay, Karla, okay.
I did love Weezy, yes. Shout out to Lil Wayne.
Yo, Little Wayne, as an adult who now really, truly, honestly appreciates vocabulary, Lil Wayne is on a whole nother level. I turned to my husband and I said, JB, who else can flip and manipulate and maneuver words like one Dwayne Michael Carter Jr.?
The king of metaphors.
The king of metaphors. The king of double, triple entendres. Now, when one may argue that Jay-Z is a entendre king.
Yeah.
But there is something about the way, and Karla, I truly honestly feel like the change, and I know y'all probably like, how do we end up on Lil Wayne? Let me talk. Let me say something. Let me talk. To me, it feels like Lil Wayne's lyrical prowess. I can't even say the word prowess. Prowess. Is that it? Whatever. It elevated after he went to college.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it went to another level. In 6 foot, 7 foot, he has a line where he says something about he lost his mind. Do you remember any of the lyrics to this song?
Probably not. I would have to hear it. I'm getting old now. Like before, I could literally
6 foot,
just
7
spit
foot.
it out right there.
Okay. He said, wait. Wait, that can't be all the lyrics. Why is that
the genius?
Yeah, because I don't know who these people are.
Listen, people be up there doing their own interpretations. I done seen some crazy lyrics out there. Lyric interpretations.
Rap genius. Shout out to rap genius. Here we go.
Yes.
Here we go. So he says, where is it? Okay, it's after where he said, I'm going back in. Because when he said he's going back in, he really went back in.
Yeah, he did.
He said, okay, I lost my mind. It's somewhere out there stranded. I think you stand under me if you don't understand me.
Yeah, he's sick. I'm just saying, like, he has such a huge impact.
What?
Yeah, crazy, right? Wayne would say stuff and have you just like, you literally would just keep going back to the bark, going back to that. Like, nah, that's not what he said.
Talking to myself because I am my own consultant.
Yes. Used to live for that. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You can go on and on, especially at 6'7". It's probably at least
my mind's
like 30.
so sharp. I fuck around and cut my head off.
Yeah, that's it. Listen.
Okay. Anyway.
The king of that. He really is.
All right. And that's my Lil Wayne segment. I just want to give Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. his flowers because
so that's what so Des wasn't trying to give him his flowers, or she's
like, okay. Yeah, but she's a huge what's his name? She loves him. She loves him a lot too. He put out an album. They said he had the album of the year. He's the one that always says other rappers look good. He don't care. He'd be like, they cute, they look good. Oh my God.
Maybe so many.
He's going to kill me for not even remembering his name. It's a huge. He's the one Diddy ran up on Halloween when he was dressed as Joker. Y'all gonna kill me. And I know y'all screaming it at the podcast right now because I can't stand when I listen to a podcast and somebody can't remember someone's name. And when I say this man's, I forgot Diddy deleted everything.
Oh, man.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that'd be too
I got to call a lifeline. I cannot let this slide. Hold on. I'm so embarrassed that I cannot remember his name. It's literally this.
Hello.
Hi. You're live on the Ice Cream Convos Podcast.
What's going on, ICC?
All right. So I am talking to Karla and I'm telling her about how I tried to teach Destiny about Lil Wayne yesterday, but she really wasn't trying to hear it. Who is the rapper that she really, really likes? Because I cannot think of his name to save my life.
Tyler, the Creator.
Okay.
Tyler,
okay.
The Creator. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. You are loved.
All right.
If y'all can see my husband, don't partake in my song. Tyler.
Okay, Tyler.
That's
okay,
who my baby loves. So
okay. Shout out to Tyler.
Yeah, shout out.
But it's a different generation. You know what I'm saying? And like everybody influences somehow, some way. They're influenced by someone. So
yes,
it's good that you got to put her on. You got to put her on.
And this is important to me that I put her on to different people. But I just feel like I need to. Here's an idea. Perhaps Lil Wayne should publish a book of all his lyrics.
Yeah, that would be dope. It'd be a lot of books. It would. Like you got to remember, Lil Wayne's been doing a lot of. And you're not just talking about albums, mixtapes. He's got a ton of lyrics, ton of metaphors. I'm gonna say at least. I'm gonna say at least over 1,000. It's definitely over 1,000 in metaphors alone. Just
how do you
metaphors.
think he stores his rhymes? Like, is he one of those go in the booth and rap off top of his head?
I think everybody says that now. Like, I think that's just a thing. I was so bad about saying that you write it down though.
I mean,
why isn't it not cool? Yeah.
Boy, you need to proofread them lyrics.
Yes.
Because I could tell which one of y'all rappers out here ain't proofreading lyrics.
And y'all be effing y'all lyrics up on stage. Like, listen, we just seen that. That's not a good look.
No, it's not. All right. Well, shout out to Lil Wayne. Thank you for Lil Wayne Power Hour. All right. So, Karla, I want to talk about Nick Cannon real quick. So, Nick Cannon is officially a father of 11 and one in the tub.
Wow.
One on the way.
Wow.
So, Abby De La Rosa beat Alyssa Scott to the maternity ward and had her baby first.
Wow.
So, they welcomed beautiful Zeppelin Cannon.
Zeppelin. That's your unique name now.
Yo, can I just take a moment? Can we just take a moment to go through I'm about to say Lil Wayne, to go through Nick Cannon's baby's names?
Okay.
Because when I tell you at this point, Nick Cannon having just as much fun naming these youngins as he is
making them.
as he is making them. So we have, at this point, we have Monroe Cannon and Moroccan Cannon. They are 11. We have 5-year-old Golden Sagon Cannon. We have 22-month-old Powerful Queen Cannon. We got 7-week-old Rise Messiah Cannon. We have 13-month-old Zion. Hold on. Okay. All right, Jesus. Come on. Mixolydian. This looks like one of those ingredients to a prescription when they be talking real fast. The commercial. So we have Zion Mixolydian Cannon. Then we have Zillion Air Cannon. They are both 13-month-old twins. We have newborn beautiful Zeppelin Cannon. We have 3-month-old Legendary Love Cannon.
Wow.
We have his late son, Zen Scott Cannon. Zen would be able to get a job.
Yeah.
Zen can get a job. And
Definitely.
then we have 1-month-old Onyx Ice Cold Cannon.
Wow.
Why do you give that baby a stripper name?
I know.
Like,
the last one, I'm like, the rest of them I see like, all right, they're celebrity names. They're,
Onyx
out the box names, whatever you want to call it. Like, Onyx, yeah.
And
that
it
ice
sound
cold.
like she had a pair
That
of
or Mark
glass
Liquor.
baby booties with a heel on them come with her birth certificate. Why you do that to her?
Or like malt liquor, like when you hit that ice cold, that's why I was like, yo, a can of that shit you get in the bodega. No, it don't. When you hit ice cold, maybe it's the way you said it. But I'm like, wait, why did I get like a more? Yeah, that's what I. But wait, did I ever? I know I told you my theory about Nick Cannon and these babies, right? Did I ever say it on the podcast?
I don't know, but you need to tell us.
All right, so look, y'all, my theory is this, right? Remember Nick did that movie back in like 15, 16, King of Dancehall, right?
The Jamaican movie, absolutely.
Yes.
I remember.
And if you watch early interviews of Nick, I always felt like Nick had an admiration for the Caribbean culture, for the Jamaican culture, right?
Okay.
So, all right, this is just my theory.
Let's go.
One of the greatest, the king of reggae, the king of like Jamaica, which is Bob Marley, had 12 kids. So I feel like, I'm like, is Nick maybe like his admiration for Bob that went to the part where he's like, you know what? Because Bob didn't, 12 we know, Bob got
well.
And they're different cultures and ethnicities, the mothers, right? So I might be overthinking, but I'm like, I feel like Nick might want 13. Like, we'll see. If he stops at 12,
it was Bob.
I think we all this up. You think so?
It was, yeah. If he stopped at 12, it was definitely Bob.
I was just thinking about that. Like, I'm like, I wonder if. Then I was thinking about the two twins because I looked at the names before you read them off. I'm looking because you had IceCreamConvos.com. You had broke it down thoroughly. You name. I love it because you always make sure you keep us updated with the babies. So then you see the Z. I'm thinking, all right, Ziggy. He got a couple of kids with the
Zen. And we got Zen, Zeppelin, Zillion, Zion.
And in Zion, there's a song of Bob Marley. Like, it's just too many things that are just like linking me to Bob.
Golden.
See,
Powerful Queen.
Okay.
Rise Messiah.
And we all know a lot of those words are like your words used by like Rastafari.
Absolutely. Listen, Legendary Love. Is that a Bob Marley song?
No, I don't listen. No, I don't think. But listen, doesn't it sound Rastafari? Like every one of those kids' names sound.
Except that damn Ice Cold Cannon. Onyx Ice Cold. That sound like you'll hear her name at the.
Get it.
Reopening of the pink.
Down in the valley where the girls get naked. 1, 2, break them. 3, 4, break them. These niggas cry hard, but these bitches cry harder.
Yo, you ain't right, that baby. But you know what? For real, that's straight stripper. But they beautiful babies. The ones we seen.
Yeah, they are. I know.
What's up with the twins? With them
I
twins,
know
though.
Moroccan and Monroe sick
Yeah.
and tired. Like another one? Another one.
Yes,
Another
right?
one. And
Yes.
they're the oldest. So by hierarchy, they responsible for all the rest of them.
Everybody. Yep. Facts.
Every time one of
two
these
sets of
jokers get
twins
into
too.
something, Moroccan and Monroe got to go up to the school to fight. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Miss Monroe ain't going to fight nobody, darling. Her mama is Mariah Carey, darling. She ain't fighting nobody. She probably like, look what she Nick bringing the baby.
You stupid.
She throws her shawl over her shoulder and goes, another one.
Yes, can you see it?
You're so uncouth. Listen, I hope Monroe is as sedity and uppity as her mama. I hope.
I do too. I do too. You just kind of gave me a visual. I hope she is too.
Yeah, so shout out to Nick Cannon. He said in a recent statement or interview to someone, there was a report out that said that he pays $3 million a year in child support.
Wow.
And he said, no, that's not true. I pay much more than that.
Oh my gosh.
But he said he is not on the man's child support system. He just do for his kids.
Well, then ain't child support then. What are we talking about?
Nick, shut up. You paying stipends.
Don't get it twisted. Don't get it. I'll take it now. If I'm going to baby mamas, but I'm just saying, child support is child support.
I told you, Nick handing out those benefit packages.
Yeah, for real.
He is handing out pension plans.
Things is husky.
It's the Nick Cannon penis pension plan. Come get you a baby. Come get you a baby. But okay, before we go to break, I just want to, it still behooves me and baffles me. I still want to know what in the world Nick Cannon is saying to these women that makes them be okay with having their children be a part of the Cannon community.
True.
And them being a part of the Cannon community as well, where they're sharing one man with, I think we're up to 6 different women, but we're not going to count Mariah. Because Mariah,
you can't put her in that. Nah.
Mariah ain't going backwards. Never backwards, stupid.
No.
So we have Brittany Bell, Abby De La Rosa, Bree Teesey, Lanisha Cole, and Alyssa Scott. We do not speak of one Miss Mariah Carey amongst the others, okay? Because she don't go backwards. So we have 5 women who are actively and knowledgeably, I think that's a real word. I don't know, but it felt, I don't know, it just felt shaky. But they are fully aware that they are sharing one man amongst each other without protection because the babies are here. Yeah. And they are fine. I don't know. Publicly, they appear to be fine. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Like, today was supposed to be my day, but I see you over there with.
It got to be a lot of STD testing. I hope frequent STD testing is going on.
It got to be. Not even that. Just the passing of the pH balances between the women's. Every cooter has its own pH balance.
You know what? Why
you just out
you say it like that?
Remember the dipping sticks? When you had the little pack across and you lick the stick and dip and lick the stick and dip, that's what Nick Cannon is doing. He's dipping. He's licking and dipping, licking and dipping, licking and dipping. Yeah. But I have seen his workout videos and I understand how he's able to keep up.
Shout out to Nick.
But it's just at this point, all I can do is just laugh at Nick because if I take a really serious, true, honest approach to all of this, it is so disgusting to me. Yeah. And it is so outlandish. But, and this, before I talked about how my grandmother had a big family, blah, blah, but my grandmama had a big family with one man.
Yeah, I know that's right.
We're not going to different neighborhoods starting pods.
Right.
Nick Cannon is starting pods in different neighborhoods.
Yes.
So, just... I guess shout out to Nick Cannon. Karla, let's go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk sneaky links. You're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. So we'll be right back. All right, ICC friends, we are back. Thank you so much for tuning into today's podcast. I hope that you are enjoying yourself, and be sure to like and to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen, whatever DSP you like to chill on. And we encourage you to be a part of the show. So wherever you are listening, drop down in the comments below. Let us know your thoughts and your opinions and your feelings and all those other good things. Let us just know how you doing, y'all. And let me remind y'all, COVID is still out here. Because y'all really,
please. I'm glad you get. Please remind them. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's still out here. Okay, it's still out here.
Yeah.
So let's talk some sneaky links. So Karla, this story completely missed my radar when it first went down.
Mm-hmm.
There is a pastor by the name of Dwayne Dawkins. Have you ever heard of Pastor Dwayne Dawkins?
No, not until now. So it missed my radar then too.
Okay, so apparently this went down in March, and Pastor Dwayne Dawkins is now speaking out about a scandal that went viral. And Pastor Dwayne Dawkins was a 14-year pastor of a church in South Florida, where he oftentimes preached about how homosexuality is, air quote, not normal. Well, unfortunately, Pastor Dawkins had a lot of explaining to do in March when a content creator uploaded a video to social media of him and Pastor Dwayne Dawkins engaged in some sexual foo-la-la.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Yeah. So it became a huge scandal, of course. It was all over the place. The video got over 1 million views. Of course, it caused a lot of turmoil in the life of Pastor Dawkins. He recently spoke out about it at a conference here in Atlanta. And he explained that he had linked up with what the people call a sneaky link. Okay. And he said that he has struggled with bisexuality in the past, which I find very interesting because a lot of times people, as someone who grew up in church, when you have a struggle, oftentimes we go hard in the paint, denouncing the struggle or, speaking trying to cast it out of ourselves, right? Instead of reconciling it, dealing with it head on, and then deciding what are you going to do from there. So I guess that's why he was preaching so hard against it, because it was something that he was battling privately. So he links up with this sneaky link, and they do some things. And the sneaky link asks for permission to videotape their encounter. And Pastor said he agreed, because he figured that the young man would use it for his own personal.
That's where he went wrong. Once you said it's a go, listen, we already know.
So he agreed. He gave consent to be videotaped because he thought that this young content creator, keywords, content creator, would keep this video for his personal pleasure.
Wow.
Well, later that afternoon, once the link was done being sneaky, the content creator uploaded the video to social media, and then all hell broke loose. Pastor Dwayne Dawkins later explained that this is the first time in his life that he pulled out his life insurance policy and looked at it and contemplated unaliving himself. And the only reason why he didn't is because he has 3 sons. And he said ultimately he decided that he would rather have his sons have a bisexual dad who is struggling versus a dead father.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. He was married at the time of this. I would be remiss if I did not mention he was married at the time of the sneaky link. Yeah. So he just, spoke to it. He said that right now he has lost his church and all that other good stuff. And he's moved to Atlanta, where he has now gone back to his roots as a teacher. He is currently in therapy. He is still healing, but he says through it all, he still has the same beliefs when it comes to homosexuality.
Okay.
So even after all of that. Wow. So Karla, my question to you is,
have you ever had a sneaky link that you
Nah. Nah.
No, not while you was married. Not while you was married. Now,
all right.
Dirty like that.
I was
girl.
like, wait.
You're better than that. Oh, no. That's what I get on here be like, yeah.
No, but I'm trying to think. Like, I even got to think about that because I'm always no, seriously. I honestly even have to think. I don't think so. Just because I'm so like, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but you know how where loyalty lies with me. So honestly, I don't. If I did, nah. I honestly, if I did it was single, like I never. If I was with you, I was with you. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. I don't recall like being somebody's like freaky secret. Now I do recall like maybe talking to somebody and we not like out in the open with it or whatever, but just like on some like meet me over here at a certain time and like I've never been in a situation like that.
Right. Yeah. Nah. I'm serious. Like loyalty's always been big. Like I've been now. If I'm single, that's different. Like, see, that's what it all comes down to. What you look at as far as because people tell you like it is. If you ain't married, you single. That's some folks believe in that, right? And then people like me, I was one of those ones that because sometimes I'll be saying to myself like, well, damn, I want to marry. Why the hell didn't have a sneaky link? Because if I look at who I was loyal to, they had a damn sneaky link. So
be like, damn.
It all depends on how you look at
true
relationships versus, but this is a marriage with him. So like he out of pocket, even if it wasn't a bisexual, even if it was a heterosexual.
That's right.
Like, first of all, you're an idiot. Once somebody tell you they're a content creator,
first of all, it's not sneaky the moment you allow someone to videotape you, sir.
You gave consent. That's another thing about video. I'm like, how do you feel about that? Like, I feel like at the way people are extorting people these days, if you're in a certain level, a certain like level of success, nah, ain't no way in the world you should be making any videos.
No, don't be letting nobody videotape you do nothing. Child.
Unless you getting paid on
well,
what's it called? OnlyFans.
Now I remember one time where I can't remember if I saw it in a movie or if somebody said it out loud in front of me. But I recall someone saying, never mess with someone who doesn't have just as much to lose as you do.
I think I knew you was going to go there. I've heard that before. That says a lot though.
Yeah, it does, don't it?
That says a lot, but that is, a lot. That is so true though.
That's on another level that I ain't playing. I ain't playing on that level, yo. I'm just let me just go ahead and
break it down. It's the truth.
Let me just write these blog posts and just cook these fry this fish and just sit down somewhere. Watch Reasonable Doubt, mind my business, yo. No, y'all playing in a league that I ain't ready for.
Word, I know that's right.
My mouth got tapped. Let me put some Vaseline on my mouth. Y'all making me nervous now. I gotta go put some Vaseline on my mouth.
Straight up. I'm telling you, 2022 would be a whole different. Man, this thing be. It's
different.
Yeah, it is different. It's different.
Different. All right, Karla. So I got a few more stories I want to touch on before we get up out of here. Dave Chappelle hosted Saturday Night Live for the third time. And I'm sorry. I know y'all feel like Dave Chappelle has violated different communities. I know y'all feel like Dave Chappelle is this, that, and the third. I'm going to tell you, I feel like he a legend, a whole legend. I love me some darn Dave Chappelle.
Speaking of bullying, why does it seem like the same people that cry out? And I'm not, don't get me, please don't take this the wrong way.
Come on, Kyrie, tell them.
Same people that are the
Kyrie, you ain't got to do like that. Talk, Kyrie.
Don't do that. Because I just... Yo, she out of pocket.
No. I'm serious.
No, but I'm saying like the same people, like the victim, you can't become the person that you're complaining about. And that's what happens. Like, you can't tell me right now Dave Chappelle ain't being bullied. This time it's by two different gangs though. And I'm not saying like, I hate talking about this because we're talking about a comedian. This is comedy.
Yep.
It's comedy.
I
didn't see anything really offensive. Like,
I thought the understanding was comedians' purpose were to take the things that are uncomfortable, the things that are sometimes painful,
yes,
and to try to bring humor around it. Not even if something bad happens and someone makes a joke around it, it's like what happened isn't funny, but we're trying to find the bright side of something, or we're trying to find the humorous side of things, or like
and understanding. So a lot of times humor brings people together to understand, because one thing we do, we'll laugh together, and it's like, all right, well, if I could get them to laugh together, right, then maybe I can get it. And that's what he's doing. Like, I don't get how people don't get
I saw a tweet that said Dave Chappelle tried to play referee to the Black and Jewish community on Saturday night. He tried to play referee.
Yeah.
He tried to play referee. And it's like, you know what else I noticed? It's like you said, it seems like different communities. I'm just going to say different communities, because this is not solely about Jewish people, because I've seen it happen in different other communities.
That's right.
Different communities or groups of people who feel that they are misunderstood, misunderrepresented, or misrepresented. No, underrepresented, misrepresented. Y'all, I'm just making up words today. Talk about vocabulary. Underrepresented, misrepresented, mistreated, tossed to the side. Like those different communities, I'm seeing now where in the fight for equality, you are going, as the young people say, you're doing the most.
Yeah.
And you're now becoming, you're not even becoming, you're now adopting oppressor-like characteristics in your fight for inclusion, or in your fight for equality. You're adopting oppressor-like energy and oppressor-like characteristics, because I watched a comedian on Twitter the other night when people was like, oh, well, if this the bag we hopping in, let's dump everything out the bag. I watched a Jewish comedian make jokes about who would make a better slave, Dikembe Mutombo or Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, wow.
I don't see their outrage. I don't see no 3-letter organizations popping up. I don't see none of that, none of nothing.
But it's comedy. No, nobody should be popping up about even that. I'm not even offended by that joke. Like what you just said, I'm not offended by that, because I know it's a joke.
But what I'm saying is,
no, I hear what you're saying. No, I got exactly what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but
that's what the problem. I think that, and that just creates more of a division, and it's such a bigger thing than this. I wish we had like a whole show to talk about this. But what I get so tired of, okay, we're talking about two of Black people and Jewish people too, and I'm bringing up Jewish people now. Two groups that have been, oh my gosh, the oppressed for so long. I hate to hear people compare slavery to the Holocaust. Like, how do you even have that conversation, right? Like both, we suffered, right?
Yep.
Why are we, that's the part I don't like. Now we're bringing out, I'm seeing a lot of us now because of the backlash with Chappelle. Now we're coming out, we are being anti-Semitic, right? Some people out there. So it just creates, I just hate all of this, because it starts creating, and I'm talking about a division between regular ass people that still got to go out there and work 9-to-5 jobs. Right? The people that keep the country going, truth be told. So it's like, I see a bigger thing going on here, but it's like, yo, every time Chappelle opens his mouth, you can just expect certain groups to attack him. But I agree with what you're saying. We are always talked about. We are going to be talked about. We're not even just talked about. We're beaten. We're shot. We're killed. We're everything. And it's just like, you know, we got to burn stuff down to get attention, right? But I just don't think we should start comparing. I don't know how it's going to happen, but we got to have that conversation about how the two all communities, right, can understand each other's plight, but without comparing and bullying.
Not even that. I even saw where someone brought up how the backlash for anti-Semitism is real strong for Black people when other communities participate in anti-Semitic things or do anti-Semitic things or say anti-Semitic things. And it's just like, oh, my bad. And it's like, okay, pow on the butt, go. You know, and it's just like you said, it's trickling down to everyday folks. And then it seems like instead of it getting better, it's getting worse.
To create division, like we don't have enough.
Like we don't have enough. And I really honestly truly feel like Dave Chappelle. I'm gonna just take Jewish people and all the other people out. Let's talk Dave Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Chappelle, in his 49 years of living, I think he's 49. He's either 47 or 49. I see the 4, but I can't remember the back number.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Chappelle has reached a point in his life where he is going to say whatever he wants to say, and y'all can deal with it, digest it, throw it up, let it hurt your belly, get diarrhea from it. He is going to say whatever it is that he wants to say. And for someone like him, I don't agree with everything that Dave says, but I sure feel like Dave Chappelle knows how to deliver things. He knows how to say things. He knows how to say what, like Lil Rel Howery has a stand-up comedy special, and it's called I Said It. I said it, y'all thinking it. That's Dave Chappelle. That's not real. That's Dave Chappelle. I said it, but y'all thinking it.
Yeah, that's so
y'all
true.
just don't have the balls to say it. And Dave Chappelle has never come off to me as a malicious, hateful, hurtful person. His jokes, I feel like, are just fair game. Yeah. But it's funny how when he jokes about Black people, no one else gets upset and say, hey, you shouldn't say that about your own people.
Yeah, that's so true. Question, you brought up a good point that I didn't think about. So if you think, what's the guy that works with Dave? You know what I'm talking about? Neil
Brennan. Yeah,
if he says those same jokes, does he get the same backlash?
No, it's same jokes about the Black people or
the anti-Semitism.
The so-called anti-Semitic stuff?
Yes.
Not a problem. He's talking to his own people.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you look at it, I'm not saying he writes Chappelle stuff. I'm just saying, like, so you have a good point about the mouth of the, you know what I'm trying to say, the messenger. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who the messenger is. So listen, I stand with Dave Chappelle, and I love all. And it's so crazy because I am so tired of the word anti-Semitic and anti-Semitism. I have heard and said this word more in the past this year than I've never heard this word before in my life until this year. Yeah. I don't know where I've been living or what rock I've been under, but God dog it. It's just certain words I just don't even want to hear anymore. And it's just, I don't feel like any community should be mistreated. Any community should be misrepresented, underrepresented. Every community should be treated with equality and respect. But it's a lot of ugly things going on out here in the name of y'all don't treat me right.
Yes, for real.
A lot.
Crazy.
So with that being said, I still love Dave Chappelle. I think he the GOAT. Sorry.
Shout out to Dave, for real.
Speaking of a GOAT, Nas is a hip hop GOAT, but your boy 21 Savage said he is irrelevant. Karla, what say you?
That was some interesting topic, huh?
What say you?
I don't.
21 Savage,
first saw, like,
do you feel like Nas is irrelevant? Let's start there. Do you feel like Nas is
irrelevant in what? Like, this is the whole conversation, right? Like, irrelevance is something like irrelevant in what? Hip hop today, now, this week, what? Because when I first saw it, I'm like, I need to hear the context of the conversation. Like, if you're talking about in hip hop, of course not. Or if you're talking about like now though in hip hop, depending on who you're talking to, they may say he's not, because irrelevant means like closely connected, right?
Mm-hmm. So that's the thing, like, though. Like, we could be having a conversation, and I could say, "Oh, well, that's irrelevant to me because it don't have nothing to do with me right now."
Yeah,
but half of the world may be on fire about it,
right?
You know,
that's why I said it depends on who you talk. Like, it's so subjective too. But no, like when I saw it, I was like, 20, he tripping. Like, he must have been high, right? But then I'm like, hold up, because I know how the internet streets are, and I know that people, it's always content. Like, what was it said? What was the conversation? Then I knew it came from Clubhouse, right?
Oh God.
So I already know that type of situation. So I'm like, all right, but nah, that was, he totally, first of all, Nas is definitely relevant as far as hip hop, period. He's a legend. Mm-hmm. Right. But I kind of got where, like, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna tell you where I feel like 21 Savage was coming from. there's a thing that I noticed with younger rappers where like they have a natural defense to anyone bring up an old rapper. They got an older rapper or a
old head, as they call
them. OG. They, they get on this defense. And I kind of think I figured out why. The majority of the times the OGs really don't be showing, whether you like them or not, don't show the younger rappers love. For example, like I remember that one time where like it was, I don't know if it was Busy. One of the members of Bone Thugs and Harmony came at Migos, right? Well, here the Migos looked up to Bone. So I think a lot of time that's a disconnect too between the two generations, because like a lot of these guys make comments, whether you think it's mumble mouth or it's trash or whatever, y'all gotta remember some of them look up to y'all. So I think they naturally on defense when they get approached about a question about like, they be like, and especially his album just dropped, him and Drake album dropped at the same time as, so then it's ego. So now it's ego and you in Clubhouse. Yeah. Then he in Clubhouse with a bunch of M words. So like, and the reason I'm saying that, you gotta look at environment. What was the like? It's so many things you gotta look
context
at.
Of the conversation,
right?
Having the conversation with, and just happened to let the public in on it. Here we go again, letting the public in on private conversations,
right? And that was a private. And with me, only reason I'm getting both sides because I love Nas is a legend. Like we grew up on that, but I like 21. I'm one of those. Like, don't be the auntie or uncle or the old head that be like, music ain't like what it used to be. Like, at the end of the day, we got to realize, yes, the golden age of hip hop was in the 90s, but a lot of this stuff now is, whether you understand it or not, it's creative and it's what's happening. It's what's popping right now. Period.
Well, music evolves.
Yeah, exactly.
Music evolves.
It does.
And I think my thing is like, you made a lot of great points. I don't even know which one I want to grab. There is definitely a disconnect between the OGs and the new ones. Now you have people who you have some of the OGs who will reach back. Jay-Z at one time, Jay-Z was like, he was well known for like, if a young boy get hot, he gonna hop on it just to snatch that audience up too, right? Yeah. But not so much anymore. Jay-Z.
Low battery, please charge.
All right. I guess I won't be singing the rest half of it. He does that to kind of reach back and stay connected to the younger generation.
Yeah, for real.
Nas does not do. Nas is one of the OGs who don't
disconnect.
He don't mingle a lot with the younger rappers. And it's probably not. But I don't see Nas having an issue. Nas seems to embrace just hip hop as a culture. He embraces, but that is a great point that you made with the disconnect, because I do notice that these young boys get wild defensive when you start bringing up the OGs in the game. Yeah. And a lot of them
they feel attacked. They feel like
they do. And they have, they feel like the OGs have a lack of respect for them. So in turn, they return.
They're so disrespectful. And I'm not saying they're right either, but I just see like both sides of it. And honestly, I don't know if 21 said, if he know, but as far as relevant, I know Nas is hot in them technology streets. He's very relevant in them streets. You might want to look at your favorite app on your phone, and I guarantee you Nas got something to do with it.
Yep, you better look at it. You better look at your app, because it's gonna say Nasir Oludara Jones at the bottom. That's one name I know all the way through. Yeah, now I'll join the Nas.
You did. I just peeped. You did say his whole God.
Nasir Oludara Jones. Now that's a community. I might have to
shout out to Nas, though, legend. For real.
I'll be in the house. I'm doing this for us, for the betterment of our family. Speaking of house and Nas, some of y'all little trifling ass bandits done went out there and robbed this man's house while he was in New York at his album release party.
That's foul, but yeah. But
the good news is no one was hurt, and material things can be replaced. But golly, y'all, come on, do better. Do better.
But can I ask you something? This is no offense. Nas, I love you. You are a legend. When they said that he looked at his Ring camera after they left, why he only got a Ring? What type of security we got around these parts? You just got a Ring? Ain't no like, yo. Maybe I'm wrong, but I swore they said he.
I did see a Ring. I did see the word Ring camera. I did see Ring camera.
I'm like, nah. Maybe that's it. That's just his little yin around. His little playhouse or something. But and the only reason I'm saying that, all jokes aside, like these crime rings have been going around for a while. Down in ATL is serious, right? Too.
And ATL is serious.
LA,
and LA is detrimental.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
For
so
real.
it's like, come on.
Yeah, I hate to hear that. I do. I hate to hear.
I think he should
like, that's kind of scary. Yeah. You know what?
My ring camera catch everything. Dogs barking, everything. My ring camera.
But I'm saying, if you out of town, right? Not saying the ring don't work, but I would expect Nas to have like the top line security. That security that hit the police station up. That, you know,
a dog that bite ankles, something. Come on, player. Come on,
no,
King.
Seriously, especially out there though. But I'm glad like no one was there. Like no one was there and no one was hurt, because
absolutely
we've seen it happen. Another, you know.
Yes,
for the worst.
We've seen the worst. Yeah, the worst of it. Mm-hmm. All right, Karla, are you watching anything?
All right, so look, don't beat me up, but I literally like since I don't know, I was literally been going through my Migos bag. You know, y'all don't know, but Zav knows. I usually don't like when I lose of someone that like I'm a fan of. It takes me a while to listen to their music, so I'm like, you know what? I had walked. Matter of fact, I was at like this little spot, a little flea market. A few weeks ago that we like to go to, and when we walked in, not a few weeks ago, last week, and when we walked in, T-Shirt was playing. So I'm like, after that, I literally just been watching old Migos interviews playing like Migos songs all week. So I'm literally like, yeah, because it was just like they've been around 10 years or something, right? Like 10 years. They had a lot I didn't realize like just how much music they had.
They do. They do.
So, rest in peace, Takeoff again. But that I that's where I'm at with it. I haven't caught up on anything. What you watching?
So I started a new series last night. I have a couple, but I'm gonna make it quick. So The Peripheral on Prime Video. Yo, that thing wild. It is a series that it deals with virtual reality, like the meta. It's like it's a metaverse type series, like where they put on the headset and go into another. Like a metaverse. But it's really, really wild. Nice little gunplay. A very good storyline. Very good storyline. So the family and I were watching that as a family. And then last night I started, is it called? Hold on, let me see. Tulsa King. I started Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. And he is an old gangster who just got out of jail after serving 25 years in jail. So he has been in jail so long, but when he got out, he want to get back on his gangster shiznit in Tulsa, Oklahoma, of all places. But he is so out of touch that he don't realize we got cell phones.
Oh gosh.
You don't realize like we got like,
oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's
that sound fun.
Yeah,
that sound funny.
But you know what? Here's the thing. Back in the day, you know, we used to think Rocky was fine. At least I did. Back in the day, I thought Rocky was fine. And then as he got older, he started looking like a blockhead ass blockhead. And you know, because he got older, and then you know all the plastic surgery and all that other allegedly.
And then you realize Rocky won real. You know, people up here. No, I'm saying that because y'all know I love my town. I love Philly to death.
Man,
right?
listen,
shout out to Philly, but it just took. Yeah, you can't tell us he ain't real.
Man, y'all put a statue up of the man. Y'all put the statue up of a fictitious character, yo. That's like going downtown seeing a statue of Batman. Batman, my G.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Philly, though. I love y'all. But it's really he got a swag about him in this thing right here.
Yeah, dude.
I was looking at him like, hold on, Tulsa King, you got a little swag about it. So so I like just seeing him in like this little OG, like punch a MFer in the face in a heartbeat. Like he don't play like you gonna have my money on Friday type roles. So I'm enjoying it. I didn't finish the premiere episode yet, but because I started watching it while I was cooking. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be on Tulsa King. I'm gonna be on there. I'm gonna be on
Tulsa King. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yes, and then of course when we finish today's podcast, I gotta jump on that Reasonable Doubt.
Oh, yeah, girl, I can't wait.
You better jump on that thingy thing.
Yes.
And then it was something else I felt like I wanted to tell you. Oh, So I went to Wakanda.
Oh, how was it?
I went to Wakanda. We had a nice flight and everything was fine.
Okay.
Heading over to Wakanda. We went to Wakanda on Thursday night. We went the
Okay.
night before they opened the doors to the public.
Okay.
So we went to
Awesome.
Wakanda on Thursday night. It was a nice trip there. The film apparently did 330 million worldwide opening weekend.
Numbers is crazy.
Listen, the film was good. What I will say about this film versus the last one, and this is spoiler free, y'all ain't got to start turning everything off and running. Like, no, she about to ruin it. When I saw Black Panther, the first one, I was a fiend. I literally went to see the film 3 times, 3 days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I literally drove to different parts of town because it was sold out. I had to go where I could see it.
Yeah, you were serious.
Yeah. With this one, it was a great film.
Mm-hmm.
It did what it gave what it needed to have given,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't feel like I need to see it again.
Really?
And I don't understand.
Wow, I'm shocked to hear that from you.
I don't understand why.
Do you feel like it was one of those things because of Chadwick?
I just don't know. I just don't feel like I need to see it again. And when we left the theater, JB was like, "Oh, I gotta see that again." And I was like, "Godspeed."
Okay.
Chavez to you, cause
Oh, that's wrong.
like
okay. You just wasn't. You just. It's one and done for you.
Yeah, I just don't.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
So-
it might not have hit for you like the first one. That's the thing.
Yeah, I
sometimes.
guess. But shout out to everyone who went to Wakanda. Shout out to everyone who has already booked their flights to head to Wakanda. So safe travels and keep your head on a swivel because those spoilers is out here.
I can imagine.
Keep your head on a swivel.
Y'all need to stop that too. Like, come on, y'all.
Yeah. So Karla, do you have any parting words for our ICC friends this week?
Man, listen, bundle up. Let the bullshit fly. Like, it ain't that deep.
Do I have enough power?
Keep it pushing.
When it's cold outside, girl, who are you holding? That's for Destiny.
So if you up north, I gotta remember too. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, y'all know I'm from Philly. If you up, well, I can't even say north. Look like the whole East Coast is cold down there too, right?
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's
So,
brick
that
outside.
time of year. So we get a little irritable when you're too hot or you too cold. So
Yep. That's why I got an attitude.
don't apply, let it fly. Yeah.
Yes. Be nice.
Please.
Be nice.
Be kind.
Be kind.
Yes.
All right, guys. So we thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of the Ice Cream Convos Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen. Tell a friend about the show. Follow us on socials. We are Ice Cream Convos on your favorite social media platforms. And we love you. Yeah, we do.
Yes.
All right. ICC.
We all we got.
Peace out.
Love y'all.
Peace, pussy pussy.
Ice cream conversation. Ice cream conversation.